Hello, and thank you again for the opportunity to share another reflection and to tell you what Jesus thinks of us. You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. And Jesus told this to the crowd that was following him. But this description is meant for us as well. Jesus knows that about us. Jesus thinks that about us. He even says that about us. So, what does he mean when he says we are the salt of the earth? Well, what do we use salt for? Ordinarily, we use salt to season our food. So Jesus, in a sense, wants us to flavor the world, to make the world have a better taste. We are to season people's lives and enhance human life in such a way that it reveals a good God. It means we are supposed to help people to see that God is dwelling in them. He is no absentee God, but a God who is right there with us. Jesus wants us to shed God's light in the dark places of the world. And there are many such dark places. We are the salt God uses to give the world a better taste. And that makes a good difference in the world. If we are to be salt of the earth, then we have to live up to a higher standard in our speech and especially in our behavior. We shouldn't just keep thinking about ourselves. We use salt to flavor our food. And in the same way, we are called to flavor other people's lives. It also means we are to help people grow in their faith by the good example we give them. In other words, it means being Christ-like. Some might well object and ask, why do you even bother? It's a waste of time and effort. And just about every day, these very same people complain about the terrible things that are happening in the world. The editorials in the newspapers and the social media sites are filled with complaints. And maybe we too complain about the mess our world is in. The easiest thing to do is to blame someone. And of course, to complain that no one does anything about this. We complain so much that we often forget that we've been called by our Lord to do more than gripe about things, especially when it's we who have made it happen or let it happen. What Jesus wants us to discover is that there is a better way. And that is the way we live our life. Now, whether we're saints or sinners, whether we're just beginners or long-time Christians, Jesus wants us to become disciples who can make a difference in the world. So Jesus calls us to have a positive influence on the world around us. And we can't do that if we are no different from the world. In God's plan, our usefulness to the world depends on our being different, living by different values, following a different master. And none of this will happen unless and until we value all human life. as much as Jesus valued our lives. He died an excruciating death to show us how much he loved us. Life is a precious gift from God, and we have to have the highest regard for every life. We should add another note here. Life is not meant to be lived alone. We were not put on some faraway island to live in solitude by ourselves. Remember what God said when he created human life? It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a suitable partner for him. If we are to be the salt of the earth, then everything we do has to be done with love for everyone. Who knows what miracles will happen in the lives of the people around us whom we acknowledge and accept in our circle of love. The good news is that God is with us as we try our very best to make a difference in the world, giving hope where there is no hope, forgiving where there is revenge, embracing where there is loneliness and despair, tolerating where there is prejudice, reconciling where there is conflict, bringing justice where there is a wrong, providing food where there is hunger, giving comfort where there is distress, disease, or illness. Certainly, it is a mighty work because it is God's work, but love can and will make it happen. God bless you and your families.